My best friend lent me $502 years ago. She has asked me about it 4 times. Every time I told her I'd get to it. Last week, she sent me a Venmo request with a note that said $500 plus 2 years. I declined it. I told her that sending a Venmo request to your best friend is tacky and transactional. I reminded her that money doesn't define a friendship. I also pointed out that I emotionally supported her through her breakup last year. I picked her up from the airport twice, and I paid for her birthday dinner once. That kind of labor has value. She said she'd asked me 4 times, and I'd ignored her every time. I said she should have been more persistent if it really mattered that much to her. She said she's done with the friendship. I told her, if $500 is worth more than our entire friendship, then she was never really my friend to begin with. My mutual friends are mostly on my side. A few said I should just pay her back, but honestly I think the way she handled this, the Venmo request, the passive aggression, says more about her character than mine. Am I the asshole?
She thinks she's not the asshole. So let's prove it. Mathematically. First, I'd kill the $500. She borrowed it 2 years ago. Inflation over the last 2 years has averaged 4.1% annually. That means $500 in 2022 is worth $541 today. She doesn't just owe $500, she owes $541. And that's before we talk about opportunity cost. If her friend had invested that $500 in an S&P 500 index fund the day she lent it, at the historical average annual return of 10.7%, she'd have $612 sitting in her account right now. Instead, she has nothing, a $112 loss on top of the original $500, just for being a good friend. Now let's apply Benford's law. Well, Benford's law states that in naturally occurring datasets, the leading digit of numbers follows a logarithmic distribution. The digit 1 appears about 30% of the time. The digit 9 appears less than 5%, (p). This law is used by forensic accountants to detect fraud. She listed her counter contributions: 1 airport pickup, 2 airport pickups, 1 dinner for $47, and emotional support. The leading digits of those claims: 1, 2, 1, 4. Following Benford's distribution almost exactly. This is what honest numbers look like. Her friends claim $500. Single data point. Can't apply Benford's. Convenient. Negativo. Now let's look at probability. She has been asked 4 times over 2 years. The probability that someone who forgets to repay a debt after 1 reminder is still planning to repay it drops significantly with each additional ask. Using a simple geometric decay model with a forgetting rate of 60% per reminder, standard in behavioral economics literature, the probability she ever intended to repay after the 4th ask is approximately 2.6%. That's not forgetting. That's a decision. Let's look at the game theory. This is a classic prisoner's dilemma, modified. 2 players, borrower and lender. Borrower's dominant strategy is to delay payment indefinitely, since there's no enforcement mechanism, and the social cost of asking again falls on the lender. Lender's only rational move is to escalate, which is exactly what the Venmo request was. A rational, low-aggression escalation. The borrower responded by defecting entirely and reframing it as a personality flaw. In game theory terms, she defected. Her friend cooperated until she couldn't anymore. Finally, the emotional labor argument. She claims her airport pickups, birthday dinner, and emotional support offset the debt. Let's quantify that. Airport pickup. Average Uber from the airport is about $35. Twice, $70. Birthday dinner, $47. Emotional support. She mentioned 1 breakup. The average therapy session costs $150. She is not a licensed therapist. Total counter contribution, $117. against a $541 adjusted debt. Net balance, she owes $424. Minimum. The math does not lie. She is, definitively, mathematically, statistically, and by the Nash equilibrium, the asshole.